So guys, the crypto markets have been pumping like crazy. Bitcoin already broke its all-time high. Solana already broke its all-time high in terms of economic value. And Ethereum is currently lagging behind. But today I want to give you guys my price predictions for the peak for these assets based off of what everyone is talking about, based off of the ETF trading, also with the lifespan of these assets and exactly the sentiment around them. Overall though, if you're new to my channel, go and check out the rest of my content. I'm an intermediate trader documenting my journey, showing you guys my wins, my losses, keeping you guys updated on the events taking place in the crypto markets, as well as specific price predictions and altcoins you could really take advantage of. But today I want to talk about exactly the peak price prediction for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. I want to give you guys a bullish take, a median take, and a bearish take based off of the news events, ETF trading, and everything else that's currently taking place. But overall guys, let's go ahead and jump into it. So guys, Bitcoin price predictions have been going crazy just because at the beginning of the year it was much different than where we're at right now. Right now we have the US election that is already taking place. We have talks about a strategic reserve coming from the US, which is causing a lot of global liquidity to shoot up. People are wanting to buy Bitcoin, and this is all causing a lot of crazy price action. Bitcoin has already broken its all-time high, currently sitting at around 89,000. And before guys, when it came to determining the price action around Bitcoin, I don't want to get super complicated and give you guys all the specifics in between, but when it came to determining the price action around Bitcoin, I had to be deemed as, are people buying Bitcoin? Is it really worth it? And at the time, back in 2021 guys, we didn't really have the ETF trading and everything else that's currently going on, the talks of a US strategic reserve, actually big companies and states in the US starting to take action with Bitcoin. All of this is having a huge effect on the price action around Bitcoin, as well as predictions. At the beginning of the year guys, I was seeing price predictions for Bitcoin sitting at around 150, 170 to 200,000 Bitcoin. Now, based off of the price action that's currently taking place, and also the fact that Bitcoin is getting closer to the market cap of gold, people are starting to say that that is the price action that they want to actually compare it to, the market cap of gold. So if Bitcoin was to flip the market cap of gold, it would be worth anywhere from 650 to 700,000 per coin. Now, do I think it's going to be hitting that much money? No, I do not believe it's going to be hitting that much money. I think everyone is going to have a super bullish prediction, and I think that's where you need to dial it down and understand that more than likely we aren't going to be hitting the top value that everyone thinks. Now, this is a different crypto bull cycle. We are seeing much more liquidity move into the markets. The US strategic reserve, much more countries jumping into this. The ETF trading that is live. All this different stuff, guys, is having an effect on the price action. So of course we could see something much different. But if I was to give you guys my price predictions around currently with the ETF trading that's currently taking place, the supply and demand, the talks of a strategic reserve, I would talk about that bullish prediction being around the market cap of gold. And if we were to flip that guys, Bitcoin would be sitting at around 650,000 per Bitcoin. So I would say guys, my bullish prediction for Bitcoin all-time high, more likely in 2025, would be sitting at 650,000. Now, if I was to give you guys a median range based off of what's currently taking place, with the price action, what we have seen from previous cycles, explosive moves and everything, my price prediction for Bitcoin based off of the trend lines that I have been seeing and everything, I would say we're going to be topping at around 250,000. I think that price prediction is very solid just because the all-time high previously for Bitcoin was currently sitting at around that 63,000 mark. And before guys, like how I said, we didn't really have the proposition of value as we do now, but I really do believe Bitcoin can at least do a 3 to 4x if I was to be median with it. Now, if I was to just be bearish on my prediction for Bitcoin, I would say it at least is going to be hitting 160,000 before everything starts to crash. Everyone is talking about how Bitcoin, their price predictions before the end of the year was not even around 100K, but now people are starting to say we're going to be breaking 100K before the end of the year, just based off of previous cycles, previous price action, and currently what we're seeing with the ETF trading. But guys, I would say bullish prediction 650K, medium prediction 250K, bearish prediction 150 to 170K. All right, Ethereum guys, Ethereum currently right now is lagging behind. Everyone has been talking crap about Ethereum. in previous cycles, people have talked crap about Ethereum. The prices around transaction, the speed around the transactions, everything on terms of the tokenomics and everything else in between. The founder, Vitalik, everything else, guys. People have been talking crap about Ethereum. And, you know, at the end of the day, people need to understand that most of the assets that are being traded are on the Ethereum chain. And whenever everyone starts to want to make that money, wants to start funneling into these assets, most people are going to be playing on the Ethereum chain. And as a result, they are going to have to buy Ethereum. This is just something that is the name of the game, and it's something that has happened through multiple cycles. We saw crazy price action start, you know, in 2018, sitting around that 1300 mark. But if we compare that 2018 mark to the 2020 mark, it was sitting first at around that 1300 mark, and then we jumped up from 1300 to around 4600, guys. That is a huge exponential. That's why I believe, you know, based off of the price action that's currently taking place and the fact that people are gonna have to invest into Ethereum to jump into most altcoins that are on the Ethereum chain, guys, Ethereum is at least easily gonna be doing at least a 3 to 4x. I would say for my bullish price prediction, which everyone, like how I said, since the start of the year has, you know, been more conservative now as opposed to the end of the year with more hype around crypto, around the US and other countries and the ETF trading and everything else that's currently taking place. My bullish prediction for Ethereum, the fact that everyone is going to have to start buying this asset because most assets are built on the Ethereum chain, guys, bullish price prediction is going to be sitting at around 12 to 13,000. Everyone's talking about more of 15,000 and higher, but I would say around 12,000 would be the mark. If Ethereum can do an X of around 1,300 to around that 4,400 mark, 4,600 mark, 4,700 mark, I do not see why it cannot do another 3 to 4X, especially with the amount of liquidity that is starting to shuffle into the markets. So obviously, bullish prediction, I would say around that 12,000 mark. If I would say median range, guys, more than likely, we're going to be sitting at least 9 to 10,000. I think we're going to be doubling this range just based off of the liquidity that's moving into the market. But if I would say median range, guys, 8 to 10,000 mark. Overall, if I was to be bearish on Ethereum, which everyone has been super bearish on Ethereum, just based off of those specific, you know, faults that it has in this asset, I would say at least, guys, we're going to be sitting at around 6 to 7,000. Ethereum is going to be an asset that even you can love it or hate it, but you're going to have to use it to work with assets on the Ethereum chain. So just knowing that, guys, Ethereum is going to be pumping up really big, and the fact that also we're keeping up with Ethereum flipping Bitcoin, and whenever, you know, all that liquidity starts to shift into alts, it's really, really big, guys. And the fact that Ethereum is one of the main assets everyone's going to have to use, it's, you know, kind of stupid to think that we're not going to be doing something crazy with it. So those are my price predictions around Ethereum. Don't be bullish around it. More than likely, people are going to be using this asset because they have to. Now, guys, Solana, this is the asset that everyone is going stupid over. Just because right now I have been seeing crazy trading around the Solana chain. Now, I'm not big on the Solana chain. I'm mainly trading on the Ethereum chain just because, like how I said, most assets, most projects are built on the Ethereum chain. But right now, Solana already hits a new all-time high in terms of real economic value. Everyone is talking about how Solana is about to do something crazy in the markets just based off of how amazing the tokenomics are behind it. Now, everyone has mixed feelings about this in terms of if Solana has great tokenomics, but I have been seeing most of the time there has been a consensus that everyone loves Solana. There's already talks about an ETF about to go live for Solana. Now, at the end of the day, I think there's gonna have to be more movement into the markets, more talks, more legal action before we start to see it. But you know, it's already talks about a Solana ETF is super huge, and the fact that we're already sitting at around $214, all-time high was sitting at around that $234 mark, $236. We're already around that mark. We already reached the new all-time high in terms of economic value. But the thing around this coin, guys, that is super huge that I want to point out is that it is so fresh. Talk about fresh, guys. 2020 Ethereum and Bitcoin, guys, these dudes are grandpas compared to Solana, starting back in 2016 for Ethereum and Bitcoin all the way back in 2010. Solana, guys, is so fresh, and the fact that this asset is being utilized so much for meme coins, the fact that an ETF is in talks, the fact that overall we are already at this new all-time high and we haven't even seen a huge shift for altcoins, guys. This coin is gonna go freaking parabolic. parabolic. I was seeing price predictions for Solana at the beginning of the year sitting at around 800. Now, bullish predictions for Solana, guys, I'm sitting at around a $2,000 for Solana. My reasoning behind it is when the Solana started to launch, it was sitting around that $2 mark, and the moment the bull run happened, it jumped up to that $238 price point. Now, we're going to have much more liquidity moving into the markets. Altcoins are going to be freaking crazy, and while most of everything is going to be taking place on the Ethereum chain, a lot of price action is going to be taking place on the Solana chain. A lot of trading, a lot of stuff is currently going on, and I can't imagine the fact when everything is already starting to rip and alt season starts. So guys, if I was to give you guys my bullish predictions for Solana, easily I think it can hit, and like I said, this is bullish, not median. Bullish predictions, I would say 1,500 to 2,000. Honestly, around that 2,000 mark, just because if it can do around almost a 100x on its first run, and based off of liquidity, I think it obviously is not going to be seeing a 100x, but I think if we were to, you know, take that down tenfold, so if we were to say it could do a 10x, it would be sitting around that $2,000 mark. Now, if I was to give you a median range based off of, you know, more conservative talks around Solana, I would say it's going to be hitting that $1,200 range. To say that it cannot do a 3x from where we're currently at is, you know, kind of stupid to say. At the end of the day, a lot of trading is happening on Solana. People love the Solana chain based off of how cheap the fees are, how fast transactions are, great tokenomics. So I think that it can easily do a 3x. So median range would be around that $1,200 range. Now, if we're going to be bearish on Solana, which guys, you should not be bearish on Solana. Solana is such a fresh asset, and the amount of usage that is behind it is super crazy. And the facts that, you know, an ETF is in talks is going to allow boomers to start investing into this crazy things. But if we're going to go bearish on it, I would say at least, guys, at least $600, because to say that this can't at least do a 2x from where we're currently sitting, 2.5x, that would be stupid, just because we're having double liquidity into the markets. We have much more talks of, you know, countries and companies jumping into these assets. Guys, it makes no sense that these assets aren't going to be doing explosive moves. But guys, overall, those are my price predictions around Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Like how I said, I don't want to make this video super long, giving you guys all the ins and outs around Bitcoin and why, all the, you know, trend lines and this and that. At the end of the day, I want to give you guys the sentiment in the markets. I want to give you guys specific things that are taking place, like the price action and, you know, trading that's currently taking place, and then, you know, talks about like an ETF and multiple other things that are going to allow more liquidity going into the markets. Right now, we're already on the verge of an alt season. These big assets are starting to see moves, but once the real bull market starts to begin, that's whenever we're going to start to see these all-time highs, which more than likely they're going to be happening in the middle of 2025. But I wanted to give you guys the price predictions around these assets just because a few people asked me for my perspective on these assets, and at the end of the day, it's also going to let you know exactly once you probably want to be exiting the markets. But guys, overall, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and check out the rest of my content. I'm an intermediate trader documenting my journey, showing you guys my wins, my losses, and everything else in between. I also share day-to-day price action around Bitcoin, altcoins, and specific indicators that you really need to focus on, so you guys know when to jump into the markets and jump out. I like to make fun videos like this, just talking about price predictions. At the end of the day, this doesn't really do anything for us. All we do is just talk about, hey, this is what it could potentially hit, and everyone kind of just gives their own spill and, you know, bullcrap on whether it is or isn't going to be hitting that mark. But overall, guys, based off of the price action, based off of the trading that's taking place, and based off of the sentiment, that's where I think these assets are going to be hitting. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys think I'm being too conservative. Let me know if you guys think I'm being too bullish. That's why I like to give a bullish, a median, and then a bearish perspective. But let me know what you guys think. I know this crypto bull run is going to be something much more different, so I know people are kind of, you know, throwing their previous predictions out the window, but I still think it's kind of good to be, you know, semi-conservative and understand where we might be hitting and the different perspectives based off of the trading. But overall, guys, I'm gonna keep you guys updated on the markets. I'm also going to be dropping another video tomorrow, or actually today by the time you see this video, I'm going to be talking about exactly how you can get started if you're just jumping into the markets, where I think you really need to be focusing on. And then on top of that, I'm going to be doing an updated version of my crypto portfolio. You guys can see it here for a second, but I'm going to be doing a full video updating exactly my assets, why I'm investing in them, and then my predictions on where they could be potentially going. But guys, new to my channel, drop me a comment, like, subscribe, let me know what you guys think of my channel. Trying to get monetized, we're getting closer, so I really do appreciate all the support. And also guys, let me know you guys predictions. I love to hear everything that you guys have to say around what I'm currently saying, as well as what you're currently seeing in the markets. But any suggestions on content, anything you guys want to say, drop it down in the comments, and hopefully I see you tomorrow. Peace.